In this video, I will show you how we can use Microsoft Excel financial functions to solve the time value of money problems. In this video, I'm going to show only the future value function. Um, I'm using Microsoft Office 2007. This is the edition version used here at SUNY Canton. If you are using a previous version, as long as you know how to find those Excel functions, you should be okay because the financial functions are available to all Excel versions. The example I will be using is the one that I used in all my previous videos. Suppose we have an investor who will put on $100 today. He wants to save for 2 periods. In each period, the account will pay 5% interest rate. We want to know the future value of his account in 2 periods. Now, the first step I'm going to do is I will summarize the information we have. So the first piece is the PV, which is the principal, the beginning balance. The beginning balance in the example is $100. The investor will put on $100, but remember the $100 is cash outflow, so we should use a negative number. So that's why I put on a negative 100. Now you can format it. Actually, this cell has been formatted already, but you can click the $ to format the number. The second variable is the rate. The rate represents the period interest rate. Remember, it's not interest rate per year, it is interest rate per period. In our example, per period, the account will pay 5%. So I'm going to put on 5%. The third variable is the MPER, number of periods. It measures the length of the investment, how many periods we have here. The investor is going to save for 2 periods, so I'm going to put on a 2. And then the next parameter is PMT, which is the payment. Payment refers to cash flow besides the beginning balance and the ending balance. In our example, besides making a deposit and checking the ending balance, there is no cash flow. So we put on a 0 right here. The variable we want to compute is the FV, the future value. Now to compute it, we use the future value function. The first step is to click the function button. You can see in this window. Now you can, if you remember, we are using the FV function. You can type in FV and then click the go. The Excel will search the FV function for you. Or you can go to the click the drop-down list, go to the financial, let me see, the financial right here, and then it will show you a list of financial functions. You just go down until you see the FV function right here. Click OK. Now you have a list of variables to input. The first variable here is the rate. So I'm going to input the rate. So I click the 5% cell. You see the cell address C8. So that is the cell in which the rate is stored. The second one is the MPER. So I'm going to click the 2 right here. The third cell is the PMT. I click the 0 cell here. And then the PV, that is the principal, I click the negative 100, a deposit of 100. For now, just ignore the last one, the type, ignore it. If we ignore it, the value will become 0 automatically. So just ignore the last one, and then we click OK. Now, if you click OK, Excel will compute the future value for you. The future value is $110.25. That is the amount we computed using the formula. So this is a simple example. We can try another one. For example, let's say you have $5,000. So that's let me just write down. You have $5,000. You want to put your $5,000 into a saving account. The saving account, the rate on the saving account is APR is 6% with monthly compounding. I'm sorry for the since I want to make the screen larger, so I have to put the sentence in multiple lines. And you want to save for 2 years. Besides the initial $5,000 deposit, you are not going to make additional deposits. So it is only one single cash flow. You want to know how much money you can receive at the end of the 2-year period. So how can we solve it? Now, again, we need to work on the on the 4 parameters right here. So let me just this is for the original example. So let me just erase it. So we simply the first step is to put down the parameters. The $5,000 is the initial deposit. Is a cash outflow because you are taking the $5,000 out of your pocket, put it in the saving account. So it's a cash outflow. I put down negative 5,000. Now, the tricky part is the rate and MPER. Now, remember in the formula and in the function here we use period rate. How we define a period? A period is the time it takes for the account, for the investment to make one interest payment. Now the rate given is 6% with monthly compounding. That means we can allow interest to earn more interest 12 times. Or in other words, actually we can get interest payment 12 times per year. The 6% is the annual rate. Is the rate over the entire year, but we receive interest by month. So the per period rate or monthly rate is going to be the 6% divided by 12. So that is the tricky part. We have actually it's rounded, but let me just increase. As you can see, per period rate is only 0.5%. Now the next thing is it is the number of periods. The investment time is 2 years, but we cannot put down a 2 here because it is number of periods. We measure a period as a month. Over the 2-year period, we have 12 months per year, but 2 years, so we should have 24 periods. Again, besides the last variable, besides the initial deposit and the ending balance, we don't have any additional cash flows. So the payment is 0. Now we want to compute the future value. Again, go to the Excel function. So let me just since we know we are going to use the FV function, so I'm going to type in FV and then allow Excel to search for it. So you can see the FV function here, and then click OK. You see those small boxes. So the first one is the rate. I'm going to click the 0.5%. The MPER, I'm going to click the 24. And then the payment, this is 0, so I click this one. And then the PV, the initial deposit, is going to be negative 5,000. Once then I ignore the last one. So that's what we should do. Ignore the last one. Click OK. Now you see the number. So by saving $5,000 for 2 years, given the interest is quoted as APR 6% with monthly compounding, by the end of the second year, you should be able to receive $5,635.80. So that's how we can use the FV function to compute the future value of an initial deposit.